Hey everybody, how's it going? This is a video response to 8 The Chosen One's top 3 least favorite actors. Or actors or actresses that you hate. Now, this is going to be different from yours. Obviously I didn't want to just repeat what you said, but let me give you some runners-up. Matt Damon, never liked Matt Damon, don't like Matt Damon at all. Kirsten Stewart, the only movie I liked her in was The Runaways. I thought that was a good movie. Middle of the road, Brad Pitt, like the Brad Pitt that was in between Fight Club and Killing Them Softly, that one. Even though, he was okay in Inglourious Basterds. And I think there was another one, but I can't think of it right now, and I'm not going to waste anyone's time. Let's do this. Number 3, like these aren't, I think these are going to be in a certain order. Number 3 is Barbra Streisand. Never liked her. Never saw her appeal. Like, just something about her just doesn't come off right for me at all. And from what I understand, she's also a very egotistical woman, which I'm not cool with either. Like, apparently with the new movie that came out, she was like very demanding, which that's not alright. Like, you have to follow the director's rules. The rules aren't yours. Even though, the director has to follow the actor's rules, because, if that actor's worth something, then, if they don't do this or do that, then, you lose that actor, and then your movie loses credit. Even though I personally think that if that movie, The Guilt Trip, didn't have Barbra Streisand in it, it would have been a much better movie. One thing I can say for Barbra Streisand that I can't say about most actors and actresses is she does not look her age at all. She looks very good for her age, I'll give her that. But she's still not that good of an actress. I never thought she was that good. I haven't seen The Guilt Trip, and I'm not going to see it because I heard it's not a good movie. But any movie I saw her in, I just didn't like her. So that's that. Number 2, and this is just because he seems just to be worthless, and that's Sam Worthington. Now, hear me out. I haven't seen Rogue, or whatever that movie was with the killer alligator, that Australian movie, but I have seen Avatar, I've seen the Terminator movie, I've seen both the Titans movies that he was in. He was in Wrath of Titans, right? I can't even remember, like, if that was him or not. But he just feels like, whenever I see him in a movie, he's kind of just there. Nothing stands out about him at all to me. He is so worthless in this medium. You can replace him with any other actor, and I wouldn't care. Sam Worthington, and I'm sure he's a nice guy, but I could care less about him in these movies. Like, he mainly, like, the movies I've seen him in, they were all, like, action movies, and he's probably the worst action hero I've seen. Because, like I said, he's never been in a good movie, and like I said, I haven't seen Rogue, and I know a lot of people like Avatar, but as a movie, it doesn't hold up. That movie's just, that movie doesn't hold up at all. Like, his character was one-dimensional. Clash of Titans was a terrible remake. Wrath of Titans was a disappointing sequel to a horrible remake, which makes it, I guess, worse, even though it felt like it was kind of cool because, you see, like, all the things and stuff, but still, it was just a CGI schlock fest. They're both wastes of time, and especially since Clash of the Titans is one of my favorite movies of all time, and the fact that he couldn't get the lead character right upsets me. And, with the Terminator movies, the Terminator's not Terminator if it doesn't have Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I know that he couldn't be in it because of, the fact that he was the governor of California at the time. It doesn't change the fact that it wasn't a good movie, and his character was one of the weakest links of the movie. Like, no one in that movie was any good. I mean, I really can't say anyone was worth... I mean, that movie was so worthless. It was the most... Honestly, it was the most... It may be one of the most worthless movies ever made. Like, it didn't need to be made, because, especially if they went with the original ending, like the one where they all die at the end, then that completely destroys the mythology of the Terminator. And I felt like Terminator Salvation really kind of destroyed some of the mythology of the Terminator series. I mean, it wasn't terrible, it was just worthless, and I think that's actually worse. That's my opinion. I know there are some people that like it, but Sam Worthington, for some reason, he just gets under my skin. It's just like, anytime I see his name, I'm just like, great. Like, I don't know any of these actors personally, so I can't really say about them in their personal lives. But that's what I think about that. And number one actor, the actor I dislike the most. Oof. Oh gosh. This is kind of generic to say, but I really, really hate Rob Schneider. Oh dear God! I was actually thinking. I was actually debating between the two of whether I should pick Rob Schneider or Shia LaBeouf, but then I thought about it, and Shia LaBeouf actually isn't that bad. You know, I thought he was funny in Even Stevens. I only saw that show when I was a kid, and he wasn't bad in that. He can be funny, and Lawless was really good. Him with Tom Hardy and all that. That was a good movie. He had, like, other than the Transformers movies, he's not that bad of an actor. And I mean, for crying out loud, he really wasn't even that bad of an actor in those movies. So I don't even know why I consider him to begin with. But like, part of my mind was like thinking of actors I hate. And Shia LaBeouf for some reason came up on that. But I really just kind of lightly touched upon thinking about it, and Rob Schneider does take number one because he's not funny. He's never been funny. The Bigelow movies are not funny, and the only time he ever is remotely close to being funny is when he's barely in it. Like in, the movie Grandma's Boy, which is one of the coolest movies I've seen, and like it's one of the funnier movies. Like, it's not like, you know, type of funny, but you know, it's a chuckle funny, which is actually good stuff. And I like video game movies. His character was barely in it, and I could have, like, it could be played, and it's one of those things where it's the same with Sam Worthington. It could be played by anyone else, and it wouldn't have mattered any bit less. And then the Waterboy with the whole "you can do it" guy. He was just so, I don't know. Like, he does have a bit of a cult following. Some of my friends like him. I'm not sure if he does his like a cult following for an actor, but anytime I see a movie that stars him, I'm just like, oh goodness, Adam Sandler, quit giving your friends roles. I mean, sometimes you can give your friends roles, and it works. Like with Grandma's Boy. Grandma's Boy is really good, but when you start doing stuff like Bucky Larson, the Deuce Bigelow movies, you know, something has to stop. And really, like, if I see there's not gonna be another Bucky Larson, so I'm not worrying about that. That movie did not make money at all. So, like, but if we get another Bucky Larson, if we get another Deuce Bigelow, like, I'm gonna just lose my mind. So, like, if anytime I see Rob Schneider attached to anything, it makes me I won't watch that movie. Like, I'll have to have at least 3 friends tell me he's barely in it. He's just kind of there. Don't worry about it. You're fine. And then even then, I'm skeptical. I really don't like Rob Schneider. He is not funny. Like, the hot chick, I think it was, that was so weird. The Animal, it's like, he's in all these deranged and bizarre comedies. Like, and you can... the movies were bad at themselves, but if they had a better actor, it would have been a decent movie. Like, replace Rob Schneider with Steve Buscemi. Steve Buscemi needs some work. Steve Buscemi is one of the most underrated actors of all time. He's one of my personal favorites also. Like, you see Steve Buscemi here and there, but you don't see him, like, in all the stuff that he should be in. He has great personality. He knows how to act, but these... And you know Adam Sandler uses Steve Buscemi. I mean, he was in Mr. Deeds. Like, if Adam Sandler would have replaced Rob Schneider with Steve Buscemi with the Deuce Bigelow movies, it probably would have been a better movie. I mean, it wouldn't have been great. It wouldn't have been good, but it would have been better than what we've got. Like, let's do this. Let's start a campaign. Let's get Steve Buscemi some real work other than the independent business. Let's get him some major roles. Maybe he's only good for side roles, but for what I understand, he's a good guy. He's an actor that needs some work. Rob Schneider needs to not have work anymore. Anyways, top 3. I could have probably did top 5, but that would have taken too long because I would have just started ranting about all the other ones. So I kind of kept this short. And technically, this was top 5, top 6 really, because I mentioned Kirsten Stewart, Matt Damon, and Brad Pitt. Even though I think about it now, Brad Pitt's not that bad, so excuse the Brad Pitt thing. But, so if I'm gonna... So, yeah. If I'm gonna do top 5, Kristen Stewart, Matt Damon, Barbra Streisand, Sam Worthington, Rob Schneider. Anyways, I have an idea for a video that if people want to do a response to this, no one watches my video, so it really doesn't matter. But if people like top 3 worst directors, let's do this. Top 3 your least favorite directors. And if anyone does a response to this, I'll do mine. Because I might do mine anyway, not in this video just to save time. But we're doing this. Top 3 least favorite directors. It can be anyone. It could be Michael Bay, it could be Peter Jackson, it could be James Cameron, it could be Steven Spielberg. Whoever you dislike, you put it on this list. And you make a video, I'll make a video. It'll be a good time. Anyways, that's my response to 8 the Chosen One. You keep on loving the horror. Anyways, God bless you all. Take care.